Hello and thanks for taking a look at the Party Poker review provided by Gambling666.com. Today we're going to be reviewing Party Poker. If you're a new player at Party Poker, you're eligible for a new player deposit bonus. Look for those details on Gambling666.com as well as other information about Party Poker. So right now we're in the lobby. If you're new to online poker or you just don't, or you're wondering, Party Poker does not accept US players. Around 2004-2005, they were one of the biggest online poker sites around. You probably, if you are in the United States, you probably saw some of their commercials on TV. They were advertising pretty much everywhere. But then in around 2006, they stopped accepting U.S. players. You could take a look at Gambling666.com for some sites that do accept U.S. players, but Party Poker does not right now. So you're not going to be able to play for real money or anything like that if you are from the United States. But for European players, Party Poker is one of the most popular sites around still, and we'll be able to go through it and you could take a look at it now. We're in the downloaded client right now, and we're going to browse through a few different games, open some up, and you can see what they look like. First, you might notice that they also have blackjack in addition to regular poker, and the Babby Jackpot available at the poker tables. The Babby Jackpot ticker can be seen on the bottom left right here. While we're running through the tables, I'm actually going to open up a game that's running, so you could watch that while I discuss the site itself. Let's see, this looks like a 2-4 game. Move it down here, and you can see that while I open up the lobby and browse through the lobby, so you can see what it looks like. First, we're gonna run over and check out some of the different things that are available on Party Poker. Let's resize it over here. Okay, so right now we're going to go over to the sit and goes, and we'll sort by buy-in, and you can see that they start at just $1. They have many different types of sit and goes available: multi-table, regular table, and they have steps. The bigger tournaments or live events, things like that, and qualifiers, just another word for satellites. So at $1 they start, and you might have noticed at the beginning they top out at $5,000. They have pretty much everything you can imagine when it comes to sit and goes, buy-ins, or player field wise, 2 players, 6 max, or 10 players. Their full ring games are actually 10 players as opposed to 9, like you'll find on some sites. We'll go over to multi-table, and you can see the different variety of sit and goes that they have available beyond the sit and single table tournaments. They have 20 player, 50 player, and 30 player events in addition to the single table tournaments. So they have a lot of different games to offer when it comes to sit and goes. Definitely an ample amount of games available. Run over to the tournaments now. You can check these out. Tournaments were really popular at Party Poker when they still accepted U.S. players, and not much has changed. So just like we did with the sit and goes, we'll sort by date, or maybe even status, and you could see. Not going to let us make it any bigger, but you can see the varying buy-ins that they have available. So they have events that are for mid-stakes players, high-stakes players, or even low-stakes, micro-stakes players. You can see the $1 event at the top, $70, $10, $22, everything in between. So they have some really big events. They have some really big weekly tournaments. If we sort by buy-in, we might be able to get a look at some of these. Some of these are satellite events, things like that. Can open one up. This is their monthly tournament with a $640 buy-in with a $1 million guaranteed prize pool. So that's definitely a really big tournament. There's a few sites that can even compete with that. So like I said, they do have really big tournaments. That is something they're known for, and you have a lot to choose from, whether you have a small bankroll, big bankroll, or somewhere in between. There's no shortage of options when it comes to tournaments at Party Poker. So now we're going to run over to the cash games area. You'll be able to see the variety of games that they have available there, as the table that we have open right now on the bottom right. This is a cash game table. You can see what they look like before we actually browse through them. This game happens to be 2-4 no limit. As you might have noticed at the top, it's a jackpot table. That's going to be indicated in the lobby area. If you want a chance at hitting the jackpot, which is you have to lose with quad 8s in your hand or worse, you're going to have to actually ensure that you're playing on a Babby Jackpot table. It's not going to do you any good if you lose with quad kings but are sitting at a non-Babby Jackpot table. So you want to make sure of that. But this is a Babby Jackpot table. We just saw a bit of a hand play out. So software isn't the most advanced. It's not the most technically advanced, but at the same time, that means that it's just that much easier to use. So it's an easy to navigate site, as you might have been seeing as I've wandered through the various areas of the site. But again, it's not technically overwhelming or anything like that, overbearing graphics wise. So we'll watch this hand play out. You can see the players have the option to choose their own avatar and things like that. Beyond that, there's nothing too much going on when it comes to the actual tables. We're watching as the hand plays out right now. This is 2-4 no limit hold'em, and then we're gonna head back to the cash game tables and see all the different games that they have. And so we saw a couple hands play out. You can see how it works, get a feel for the flow of the games. So let's do no limit hold'em, and you can see the game start of another table now. This table happens to be empty. This is a full ring table with 9 players. So they have 9-player and 10-player full ring tables. You have both of those to choose from. And back to it though, there was 1 cent, 2 cent, or we could open it back up. I believe it was, yep, 1 cent, 2 cent. To close this box out. So the game started at 1 cent, 2 cent in the cash games area, and they run all the way up to 25.50. They actually get, they could actually get higher than that, but right now they have 25.50 listed, and they start at 1 cent, 2 cent. So it's aimed towards the mid stakes or low high stakes players. No super high stakes or nosebleed games or anything like that. Nosebleed high stakes games. But as you notice, this is a no limit game. They also have limit, pot limit, Omaha, and then stud as well. So you're not restricted to just the mainstream games, though you almost are, but they also offer stud and then different varieties of Omaha. So they have a bunch of games to choose from. They don't drift too much from the mainstream games, mainstream offerings. They're not focused on the high stakes games, but the vast majority, pretty much, there aren't very many players who are worried about super high stakes action. You're not going to be able to find that on PartyPoker, but pretty much anything else PartyPoker is great for. Be it the $1 million tournament that we saw, you can see in the bottom a lot of the World Poker Tour promotions. We saw how many different sit and goes they have. You can see the tables again, or just the sheer variety of pretty much everything. Be it buy-ins, they even have different types of full ring tables, everything. And PartyPoker is the biggest brand outside of the U.S. or sites that do not accept U.S. players. So it's been around for a long time. Their customer service, they offer phone support, email support, everything. It's one of the biggest sites in the world. It'd be even bigger if they still accepted U.S. players, but it's a great alternative for players who are outside of the U.S. So thanks for taking a look at the PartyPoker video review provided by Gambling666.com. Check back at Gambling666.com for a PartyPoker new player deposit bonus, as well as other online gambling information. Thanks for taking a look at this video review.